This episode of Let's Knit Together is sponsored by yarnmarket.com. Fabulous fashions, fast and friendly.
Hi there, I'm Kat. Let's knit together. Today, double knitting. In episode 40, we showed you a color knitting technique called stranded knitting. You can create beautiful projects this way, but as you can see, it's definitely not reversible. For a two-sided project, you could use the double knitting technique. Double knitting creates a double thick fabric with matching inverse sides. You achieve this by knitting both sides at the same time, knitting pairs of stitches per row. Each pair contains a knit and purl stitch. This is the simple double knit headband by Sandy Montag, and it's a great first project to try out double knitting. It's created using 2 colors of worsted weight yarn. A link to this pattern is in the show notes for this episode at letsknittogether.com. For most double knit projects, you knit a much looser gauge than you expect, so you'll need to use a needle several sizes smaller than recommended for the yarn. Since I'm a very loose knitter, for this project I went down to a size 5 US circular needle. Normally you would use an 8 with this yarn, and the pattern recommends a 6. Cast on 156 stitches using the long tail cast on in the main color yarn, and join to work in the round. By casting on twice the number of stitches, you'll start out with the required number of pairs. Start out row 1 in a knit 1, purl 1 rib using the main color for the knit stitches and contrast color for the purls. As you work in knit, bring both yarns to the back and scoop up the main color only. As you work the purls, bring both yarns to the front and scoop up the contrast color only. If you're a continental knitter like me, this is pretty simple with a scoop. You can still double knit using English style, but it's a bit more fiddly. After the first stripe is complete, switch to the contrast color for the knit stitches. With both yarns in back, knit with the contrast color, then move both yarns to the front and purl with the main color. If you turn the fabric over, you should see the inverse of the side you are working. You can create more than just stripes like this hat I'm working on. You can even make patterns similar to Fair Isle knitting. All you need to do is simply switch the main and contrast yarns within the row. The pattern on the back will be the opposite. Double knitting is great for scarves since you can create a color pattern that is reversible. There are lots of great double knitting projects on Ravelry to get you started on your double knitting adventure. This book, Double Knitting, Reversible 2-Color Designs by Malou Baber, is not only a great double knitting reference, but the patterns in this book are just amazing. They range from the more traditional Norwegian patterns to the more abstract designs like this reversible coat on the cover. If you've been searching for the perfect reversible project, check out this great book. There's a link in the show notes at letsknittogether.com. Our next live show is scheduled for March 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Go to letsknittogether.com/live for complete details on how to participate. I always try to wear something on the show that I've personally knitted. Well, after 67 episodes, I've exhausted the knitted items I have in my own wardrobe, and I'm trying to start quick projects or finish UFOs rather than rewear things. I needed something quickly for this episode, so I thought, big needle knits. I went to yarnmarket.com, searched through their projects, and found this adorable Godiva pattern for a vest jacket. I clicked on Buy as a Project, which put everything I needed in a shopping list. I didn't like the yarn that was recommended, so I unclicked it before I put the project in my shopping basket. I then found some Rowan Big Wool in Wild Berry to complete the order. In 2 days, I was casting onto my big needles. With Yarn Market's help, I went from idea to completed project in just 9 days. What do you think? If you happen to find yourself shopping at yarnmarket.com, remember to leave a comment at checkout thanking them for sponsoring our show. Oh, and by the way, if you ever want to know about what I'm wearing in the show, go to letsknittogether.com and check the show notes for that episode. I just wanted to give you all a quick update on my progress on the charity blanket for Afghans. Right now, I'm frantically crocheting pieces together in order to make it for their deadline, which is only days away. I'm very nearly finished. I've been connecting all the squares in 5 strips, and all I need to do now is finish connecting the last 2 strips. Thank you all for sharing your hilarious stories of your funniest knitting moments. If you haven't had a chance to read them all, head over to the comments on episode 66 at letsknittogether.com. We laughed out loud for days with stories from everyone, including Christopher's sock dangling 4 feet out from the back seat of his car for 65 miles, to Jennifer Ware's story of mistaken identity at a bus stop. And now, the winner of this Mason-Dixon knitting book is JD. We'll send it out to you right away. Oh, and make sure you check out JD's story of knitting with orange yarn on an airplane. It's hysterical. So you'll need to use needle size several...
Okay. Okay. Back. Start again. And...
No.
No?
No.
And not ready?
Not ready.
Okay, tell me when.
Now I'm ready.
Okay, ready. Here we go.
Bring both yarns to the front and scoop up the contrast color only. If you're a continental knitter like me...
Okay,
let's start.
Look down in the beginning.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. They range from the more traditional Norwegian patterns to the more abstract designs like the reversible cover. Nah, that wasn't right.
One more time. Okay.
And I'm trying to start quick projects or UFOs. No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Do it again.
Go to letsknittogether.com. Sorry.
What? That's just the website. You know what that...
It was the next line. I just totally went past it. Sorry.
Okay. Here we go. You right?
You've been rolling for like a minute.
I'm just checking my cue because I got a pen. I don't want to screw up.
Okay.
Okay, we're all ready now. So here we go.
We laughed out loud for days. I'm sorry, I'm running out of breath.
You gotta breathe. Should we stop for a second?